Hi, I'm Vanessa Harris with Fun for the Disabled, bringing you the second installment of our Universal Design series. In our first installment, I talked with Kristine Zúñiga, a trained architect and consultant with expertise in the accessibility of built environments, in Andrea, Legarreta, an activist and coordinator of Ciudad Accessible Corporation, a nonprofit dedicated to universal design in Chile. In this episode, I move our conversation on to universal design in practice, applying the definitions and strategies discussed in the previous video to some real-life environments on the mind of universal design specialists today. Okay, all right. So, Kristine, you've worked in public and private buildings throughout Chile. You've worked in the healthcare industry. What kind of issues did you deal with in the healthcare industry in terms of public buildings?
We have make some consultation inside hospital in different kind of health centers, and what we make is to go in there and see the critical point for the accessibility. Then we put this critical point in a maps, in a plan, and with this method we can identify which are the critical points to solve, and then we identify the big point in the comparison with the small point for the barriers for the environment, and then we make a plan, an accessibility plan. And this accessibility plan consists to prioritize some solution first than the other, because I think that all the accessibility have to consider the not only the architectural point, then the economical point too, because if I give a report only with an architectural view, the person that received this report doesn't know how is the way to start to make the change, to modification.
Right.
Yes, and we have joined all this view of architectural or infrastructure barriers, and then the solution with an architectural view, but with a planification, a management planification. Then the change that we reporting have really successful, I think. With a plan, you can organize the step of the change of the building.
Okay. I was talking to somebody here this morning in the United States, and they were saying that one issue that they were dealing with is that sometimes people who have disabilities don't get the same kind of healthcare services because the healthcare facilities are not accessible.
Yes.
So do you guys deal with things like that?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
I think that the healthcare industry have two points of view. One, I think they don't make in the first step accessible because they think that the person must have to be assist with another.
Yeah.
And yes, and in this point of view, of course, the building doesn't to be accessible at all. The building must to be prepared for assistance, and I think that is a huge group of persons that go to a healthcare center I don't know, to accompany somebody else, and all this route, all this access had to be free, without barriers.
Yeah.
Yes, and all or other point that I have saw is that all the changing room for X-rays, you say, all this change room is accessible, because they say the person that they work there say that, but what is the problem? The person can change inside the X-ray room, and we say, why? They have a dignity. They maybe they want to change his clothes inside a closed space, and it's difficult to make the change in the attitude that I said.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's supposed that we don't have to forget that people with disability in the past were inside his house. They don't used to study, don't used to work, don't used to go to the life. Inclusive the people hiding them. So that is not so far ago. And that change is very difficult, because you have to not even change the structure of the cities, all the structure of cities, plus you have to change mind.
Yeah.
So those things are very, it takes time, and it's a process that we, like a NGO, have to put the theme in the agenda, notice that this is the way we have to do it, with the law and with the teach and all that. It's not easy, it's a process. And people that are not near with disability person don't see the difficult, don't see the obstacle. It's very difficult for that side.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. I'm going to change subjects a little bit. You've worked on accessible issues at copper mines?
Yes, that was, I think, a wonderful, wonderful work we have to make, because with this work, with this diagnosis that we make to the we have made to the mine, copper mine, was wonderful, because we have seen and we have show the way that the people with disability is no an effort to include in the work. It's a benefit to include in the work. Why?
Okay.
We have seen that the deaf people is a special people, the better person that you can put in a minor camp, because in the detention zone, they don't will have a danger inside the air, because they don't hear. The problem there with the person that they work in these zones is the damage that they have in the future, and with the deaf people they don't have in the future. They haven't yet. For the company, it's a benefit. Do you understand me? And this person is a special person to go inside the tunnel of the mine, the copper mine.
So someone who's shorter has an easier time going into.
Yes.
Okay, so you're talking about maybe little people?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you understand that
Yeah, I mean, because if they're smaller,
yes,
the place is more accessible to them.
Yes.
than someone who is taller.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Then you can see in this way another kind of that we have made, that the people with disability have a good treasure to give to for the a company, for a different institution. It's no like like more of company that they say I am so bad, so good that I include them. No, it's your
Yeah.
benefit.
Yeah.
That or job that we have made in the Cooper mine. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because one of my premises for my organization is that people with disabilities have, in some cases, more to offer the people who are able-bodied in certain situations, and that they are an integral part of the global society. They
Yes.
should not be isolated.
Totally agreed.
Okay.
And we can demonstrate that with fact, with numbers.
Okay. All right. You served as an expert consultant with the Chilean Ministry of Education. What programs will be covered in the new inclusive education for 2020?
Yes, that was like a workshop with the education ministry, and I see something that is not so good, but we starting to work on this, because this person that have planified the education for Chile for 2030 doesn't think about accessibility.
Uh-huh.
And I went there and say, hey, our inclusion start in education, start there. How we can find worker with education if you don't have barrier-free rooms and college and schools.
Yeah.
And it's so easy, I have said. It's so easy. Maybe it's only the table have to be in the correct measure, and maybe it's one of little things that we can make in our rules in education area and to make some change.
Yeah.
To allow the children to go to the school, to access to the school, and to use the school, and not only only to learn all signatures, is to share with another. I have so many schools that they say, well, I am accessible, okay, but you courtyard when the children go to play is another level. Yes,
yeah.
It's another level. Well, this student can learn, go to the room, and I have said, please, they don't share with the other students in the pause, when eating his meal. This is the process that
yeah, they're isolating people with some sort of disability, and that's not right.
Yes,
and that causes all kinds of people to not understand each other. If there's no way for them to be able to interact, then there's no way for there to be empathy and understanding on any side.
Yes, right. It's so hard, and this workshop that we have made with the Chilean Ministry of Education, I think was good because they saw the things that we are talking about. Okay. For first time. It's really shocked, but we have made this.
Okay, that's excellent. You've also dealt with housing issues for people with disabilities, as well as housing issues for people who are elderly. What are some of the important issues you dealt with on these projects as an architect?
Well, I have send you I have make for the Ministry of Housing and Urbanism some study that talk about this about the elderly people. We consider that the elderly people is inside the universal accessibility, and the recommendation, I think, we hope that all that here and we become to be an elderly people. And
yeah, we all want to be elderly someday.
yes, I say every this thing to sensibilize the people. And the most important recommendation is that you and me gonna be to an elderly, and then maybe some elements inside the housing can help you to be more stable. One of most important problem for elderly people is the stability. And I propose in some places some handrail to give
to
more
keep them from losing their balance.
Yes. Then other important problem is the memory. We lost the memory. Then an organized space with desk with words that said, for example, here the toilet, here the paper, or some symbols that you help to remember the things, to remember the word. The mirror also help you to recognize that, oh, I am here, I'm okay. All these things we take to consideration for the elderly. All these things, not only infrastructure, that's it, I want to say, the infrastructure and the communication to remember, to make a cognitive accessibility.
You've dealt with all kinds of public and private buildings and spaces, including cathedrals, banks, and government facilities. Which ones have the highest priority for you as a universal design expert, and why?
Yes, I think the highest priority to this building is the public buildings that which you have to go to make some deals, some process, some check for to the healthcare, to the I think this is the priority to change or to modify this building that is for the public service. And the problem is here that we have this building are historic building. And we have a strong law about this, and we don't can make changes in this historic building. And or work is to sensibilize all this person that is behind the historic council to say, hey, the person is are first, the people is in the first place, the building is in the second place. We have to make the change in this building because the people can access inside the building. Right. It's a lot of effort to make this a sensibilization. And I think the architecture, I am architect, and I think the architecture can offer a beautiful solution, not only like orthopedic solution. All people in our area think that no, I don't want to put a ramp, because the ramp here in this historic building look like, I don't know, awful. No, I say we can make another round to this design and to make a beautiful design for the historic building.
Yeah.
And we have proposed some change in the cathedral specific, and they look beautiful, I think.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.